Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by my channel. While here, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, the views that I discuss are my personal opinions and reactions for commentary, and everything is allegedly. So let's get into this video, guys. There was a video going around on TikTok about older men seeking a younger woman, and this definitely applies to Martell Holt. It also applies to Melody, and it also applies to Ariane. So what I want you guys to do is take a look at the video, and after the video, I will be back with my commentary.
Older woman explains why older men love younger women.
A lot of grown men date young girls to avoid that grown woman pressure. See, every man want to believe that he's an alpha man until it's time to do what alpha men do, like provide, protect, produce. So when that grown woman put pressure on that wannabe alpha man, who's usually a weak man, he runs to a weaker woman. The woman that he can control her mind, the woman that self-esteem is low, the woman he can manipulate, use, and abuse. Yes, that woman. See, ladies, you could be too much for a man. You could be too independent. You could be too accomplished. You could be too established. You could be too confident that you have to send that man back to the basic women that they're comfortable with. And when you finally let that man go, you will realize that he had absolutely nothing to offer from day one, only lies and disappointments, which means that you had everything he wanted. He had nothing.
So wow, did she not break that down? Wow. Now, this applies to countless of older men who go after younger women. But of course, I'm going to apply this to Martell and Coleslaw especially. Like she said, older men, the ones who have found themselves seeking the attention of a younger woman, do so to avoid that grown woman pressure. Most grown women are established and can do for themselves, so with that comes that pressure. And you would have to be on their level or above. And I think my personal opinion is that's what caused a division with Mel and Martell. Martell knew deep down inside he wasn't on Mel's level, and he was intimidated and jealous of Mel. And that's why he was with Coleslaw for all of those years, up until Mel divorced him, because he was weak and he sought out a weaker woman. And just like she said in that video, he knew that he can control her mind till this day. He knows she has low self-esteem. He knows he's able to manipulate her and use and abuse her. I mean, the girl just came out recently with that crazy comment on the Shade Room, obviously hurt, but she doesn't realize that he's manipulating her. That's the mind of a younger woman. Now, as I mentioned before in a previous video, she's only a couple years younger than Mel, but I believe she's at least 10, 11 years younger than Martell, and it shows. It really does. There are some older women that may find themselves being used, abused, manipulated. The man is able to control her mind, has low self-esteem. But in this particular case, that is the reason why Martell was able to have that ongoing relationship with this girl for 7-8 years and continues, even though he's given her every hint in the world that she should leave him alone. Now let's get into the qualities that she mentioned that I feel is Melody all the way. Now, I don't agree with that you can be too much, but for a man such as Martell and others, you can. You can be too independent for them. Mel has shown that. She's shown she's very independent. You can be too accomplished. And if she hasn't shown how accomplished she is while she was with Martell and after she divorced him, I don't know what else she can show. She's very accomplished. She also mentioned that you can be too established. Again, that applies to Mel, especially with Martell. She's shown that she's established. She's going on her speaking engagements. She has her own business. She has her own master class. All of that is too much for a man like Martell. They don't want you to be accomplished, especially if it outranks theirs. They don't want you to be too independent. They want you to feel like, or they want to feel like you need them. And they definitely don't want you too established with all of these connections. Lastly, she mentioned too confident. And I think especially since Mel has divorced Martell, everyone sees her confidence. And as with any woman, you have to work on that, especially being in a relationship that didn't go as planned. But she took the time to heal. I'm sure she's still healing. And her confidence shows. She's out here making boss decisions and boss moves solo. That can definitely be a knock to a man's ego, such as Martell. So, what Mel ended up doing, and like the lady in this video mentioned, she divorced Martell and sent that man back to the basic women that they are comfortable with. And when you finally let that man go, you realize that he had nothing to offer since day one. Only lies and disappointments, which means you had everything he wanted and he had nothing. And that was so powerful when she said that. Because again, that's what Mel did. And as I mentioned, countless of other women. But in this case, that's what Mel did. So you messed around with this chick, as well as others, but this one, the main one, for 7+ years while we were married. So I'm going to go ahead and let you do that. I'm going to go ahead and send you back to what you're comfortable with. And we see, once she finally let him go, he wasn't comfortable with that. Now, in my opinion, Martell and Ariana are on the same level. On the same level. Dirt. No morals. No standards. Nothing. But Martell has shown, especially after experiencing a grown woman, that that's not what he wants. So yeah, now Martell is tied to Sheree. He may be trying to regain what he lost in Mel, which he never will. The history that he and Mel have, just with their beautiful kids alone, will never be recreated. Some of the older videos that they have together is so sad to watch. And what he lost alone will never, ever be recreated. He and Mel experienced some of their first time getting married, their first home, their first child, their first business, and the list goes on. So no matter who he's tied to, will be tied to going forward, even if he remarries, it will never amount to all of those firsts that he had with his now ex-wife. So that's what any woman Martell chooses to be connected to or date will need to realize. What he lost being dumb and foolish and full of himself was because he couldn't let go of that ego. And that will always be front and center in my opinion. Him being on the chase to get somewhere close to what he and Mel had. And that's why we see Martell still acting out against Mel. You know, I posed the question in a whole video. Why don't we see Martell acting out with Coleslaw with everything that this girl does online, why don't we see him acting like that with her? And we see why. She's still the bottom to him. She's still nothing to him. So she really isn't worth his time of even responding to her antics. But Mel, the woman that walked away, the woman that he could not do what the lady in the video said do. He could not provide, because we found out Mel was the brains in that operation. He definitely didn't protect her, because you can't go out here and carry on the way that he did and be a protector. And lastly, and the most important one, is a producer. He can't produce like his wife can. He's shown that since she's divorced him. So this was a powerful, quick video. And I wanted to just put something together to get you guys' opinions on it. Do you see the correlation in it when it comes to Mel and Martell? And as I mentioned, several other people has experienced the same thing. You know, the midlife crises of older men. Martell was younger, so he was just a dog. But the midlife crises of older men, they find themselves in the same boat, looking for something younger. And they go after, similar to what the lady in this video mentioned, weaker women. Women who place no expectations on them. Most times, they may want a little money, and that's about it. So Martell ran into a different breed. She was definitely weaker, speaking of Coleslaw, definitely weaker than his wife, but she hasn't expected much at all, in my opinion. It's sad to watch. It really is. 7+ years, and you're still playing the back burner role. I just don't get it. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like the video, hit that notification bell, and drop down in the comments. Let's chit chat about it. Thanks so much, and chat with you guys soon. Bye.